Prime Minister Modi has watched Vikrant Massey starrer, the Sabarmati Report, which focuses on the 2002 Godhra train tragedy. Along with Prime Minister Modi, Vikrant Massey and fellow actor Riddhi Dogra, film producer Ekta Kapoor, director Dheeraj Sarna and others are present at the film's screening. On February 27, 2002, a fire incident on the Sabarmati Express at Godhra killed 59 people who were returning from Ayodhya after participating in a religious ceremony. Last month, Prime Minister Modi praised the filmmakers for revealing the truth behind the incident and said that a fake narrative can only persist for a limited period of time. Mahima Kataria, my colleague, is joining us at this point in time to talk more about this. Mahima, if you're there with us.
Yes, Puneet, I can hear you.
All right. Well, on one hand, Vikrant Massey has announced his retirement from movies, but the Prime Minister has praised his latest starrer.
Rightly said, Vineet. On one hand, Vikrant Massey has announced his retirement, but today Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with the different parliamentarians, C.P. Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh, J.P. Nadda, and other NDA leader, is watching the Sabarmati at the Bal Yogi Auditorium in Delhi. The film, which stars Vikrant Massey in the lead role, dwells into the tragic events surrounding the 2002 Godhra train coach burning incident, Vineet. The movie has already garnered significant attention from political figures across the nation, starring Massey, Riddhi Dogra and Khanna in the key roles. The Sabarmati Report portrays the real-life events that led to the burning of S6 coach of the Sabarmati Express at Godhra, an incident that marked a pivotal moment in Indian history. And also, if you remember, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while the trailer of the movie was released, he praised the trailer of the movie, stating that this time the truth cannot be hidden from the people. Also, like I stated, that Prime Minister had expressed his support for the film, praising it for shedding the light on 2002 incident, responding to a post on social media platform X that included the film's trailer. Prime Minister stated that it is good that this truth is coming out, and that too, in a way, common people can see it. A fake narrative can persist only for a limited period. Eventually, the facts will always come out. The film content has resonated with the leaders from BJP ruled state, wherein Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath recently attended a screening with the cast, lauded Vikrant Massey, and today Prime Minister Narendra Modi, along with Amit Shah, Rajnath Singh and different NDA leaders, is watching the Sabarmati Report.
Right, and Mahima, of course, this is also a very touchy point for the Prime Minister, isn't it? In fact, what happened after this particular tragedy or this train incident, changed the course of his political career.
Well, absolutely, Vineet. It is a touching point for Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and like I earlier pointed out, that Prime Minister took to his Twitter account and clearly stated that it is good that the truth is coming out, and that too in a way that common people can see it. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi also appealed people to go and watch Sabarmati Diaries. Also, if we talk about what exactly is the movie all about, the Sabarmati Report portrays the real-life events that led to the burning of S6 coach of Sabarmati Express at Godhra, an incident that marked the pivotal moment in Indian history. Directed by Dheeraj Sarna, the film was released in cinemas on November 15th and sparked a widespread discussion. But today, Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself is watching this particular movie. Vinny.
Mahima, I appreciate you joining us. Thank you for that. Mr. Himanshu Bhatt, senior journalist with us on the show. Yuvraj Pokharna, columnist, also joins us. Mr. Bhatt, the Prime Minister is obviously, like I said, touchy about this subject. He's praised, this sensitive chapter in the history of our country, rather this dark chapter in the history of our country, being captured in a very sensitive and in a very proper manner. And this obviously is something, like I already said, has gone on to be one of the key points, positive or negative, that has defined the Prime Minister's political career.
Well, when you say, it has defined the political career of a Prime Minister, let me remind you something. We have been talking about this. There have been umpteen number of narratives. And so many things were, published and released and whatnot for 22 years. At last, after 22 years, something which resembles, which is very near to the truth, that happened on that fateful day on 27th of February. It's something like, for me, you are bringing me back the memories. We were probably one of the first ones of the local ones, local channels, who went all the way to Godhra and filmed that, S6, S7 coaches. And the amount of fumes that were coming out of that metal burning. Just imagine, when the metals were burning and, coming out, and, well, what could happen to human bodies there? And not one or two, 59 of them. That was the reaction, and that's why, something like I was hearing your commentary and I was hearing Mahima also. Tragedy. Are you talking of tragedy? Was it a tragedy? It was not a tragedy, my friend. It was something which was what we call, Shadiyantra. I'm using purposely a Hindi term that led to a tragedy. And when you see, this sort of actions by a few individuals, some individuals who are mad, who are lunatics, who are maniacs, when that action takes place, just imagine what could happen to the state. And when a chief minister is just newly sworn in there, just think of it. And on top of that, for about 10, 12 years, they tried everything in their books to indict the man, to make him responsible for the Godhra incident. Well, but it was Narendra Bhai. And so he came out with flying colors, and what we know is a history after 10 years, 2014, when he came back to the power. He was not vindictive, but then he's also human. Everybody is a human. I was a witness to that, those bogies of S6 and S7 on 27th of February night. This happened in the morning, and by night we were filming that with our local channel. And I do remember that. It brings me back those memories, For a few days we could not sleep looking at those visuals. We were banned. Our local channel was banned by the same man against whom the UPA government conspired to punish him for 10 years, trying to punish him for 10 years. And so, when you see something like this, yes, I would still say not the entire truth was revealed in that, but it was a film. It is a film. Sabarmati Report is a film. The actual narrative was something much more gorier than this. And that's why, when Narendra Bhai says that everybody must watch, yes, for a common people's consumption, it is very much required they set the tables right. The right narrative, the right thing, the right sequences of the truth are revealed to people. And at least after 22 years it has come out, I'm happy only about that. It's a film, yes, it's a film. So there are characters. And those characters play a role, as the director says. But the research, probably, they knew it, but they did not show it. I would put it that way also. They did not have the guts and the gumption to actually reveal the plot. How was it planned? How did this happen? It is just for last 15-20 minutes of the film that deals with it. But actually, if you know even this much, it will give you a clear idea what had exactly transpired after 27th February. Just imagine, Vinit, I'm just giving you a possibility. Just imagine someone to whom you know was a simple car sevak, was a simple Ram Bhakt, gone to Sabarmati Express, gone by Sabarmati Express and was returning back, and such a thing happens. And you come to know about it in the afternoon. that he's no longer there, his body, the remains of his body was also not found. So the thing is, in a civilized society, that is not accepted. And after that, every reaction has a equal and opposite reaction. Every action has a reaction. And when the reaction comes, you keep crying and you keep shouting. People from BBC, what have they got to do with Godhra? Some people sitting in London, coming out with something untruth, I would say. Why did they show the cause? What is the root? How did it happen? Does anyone care to know about that in the world? It's something, very painful to even recollect. And that's why, when we see this, when Narendra Bhai says that everybody must watch, yes, you must watch. Everybody must watch to know the truth. What happened to those 59 people? And how did the entire, sequence that followed after that? You should know the root. Unless you know the root, how will you know what tree it is? It's very simple. And talking about Vikrant Massey's retirement, sorry, he was just an actor. He may be anyone. He may be a very good actor, all right. But then, he was the same man who did not believe in Rashtravad, who was sitting with some people, and crying hurrahs. Yes, he's done a good job, no doubts about it. But the credit must go to the director and the producer.
Okay, let's get Yuvraj also to weigh in on this. Yuvraj, the Prime Minister is obviously relieved and feeling redeemed as well, if I can use that word, after this truthful account of what happened in Godhra has come out. Most of his political life after becoming the Chief Minister of Gujarat has been spent in defending what the courts already gave him a clean chit for.
Vineet, I'll start by stating one stated fact. सत्य परेशान हो सकता है, पराजित नहीं. And if you ask a Gujarati like me, this is by far the biggest conspiracy that we saw in independent India. Godhra riots, anti-Hindu pogrom took place in February of 2002. But Supreme Court monitored SIT was formed in 2008. And then it was the Congress government in the center. So it's very obvious that the Supreme Court monitored SIT, which was headed by the former CBI chief, Mr. R.K. Raghavan, was reporting to Congress government, of course. R.K. Raghavan, in his memoir, wrote Well Travelled in 2020, just 4 years before this conversation that we are having right now. He clearly mentioned that he was facing severe pressure from his higher officials, from senior bureaucrats and the ministers of the Congress government to implicate Modi and Amit Shah. Let us keep aside R.K. Raghavan and his memoir at bay for once. The SIT was formed in 2008, and R.K. Raghavan also mentioned that he underwent a marathon of questioning with Narendra Bhai in 2008 and 9, and the questioning continued for an eternal time of 9 hours. And Narendra Bhai, without any shred of royalty or seeking a special treatment, underwent the interrogation at one go. He even did not accept water from CBI or food for that matter. He completely conformed with the CBI officials, and in fact there was a time that he mentioned that his colleagues were tired asking him questions and questions, but Narendra Bhai did not choose to parry a single question. And come 2012, CBI filed a closure report stating that Narendra Modi or his government have got nothing to do with this. And the closure was accepted by the Supreme Court, the apex court, and the case was finally put to full stop in 2022, 20 years post Godhra riots. So Narendra Bhai had to endure the agony for 20 long years. And let aside CBI court, let aside Supreme Court, but even till date, there is a vested NGO lobby, there is a vested lobby of activists, the anti-Hindu, anti-India cabal, that till day so far deems Narendra Modi as Gujarat ka hatyara, Godhra ka hatyara. So this is the lobby. This was the fight of justice and truth versus a vested international lobby, an anti-India lobby, a lobby that is so strong in, carving a narrative that even after from Ahmedabad High Court to country's apex court vindicated and resolved Narendra Modi, but till date he has been and he will be for the rest of his life deemed as Gujarat ka hatyara. But as I believe, Satya परेशान हो सकता है, पराजित नहीं. And this movie, to concur with our learned friend Himanshu Bhai, is nothing but a part of the larger conspiracy that was hatched against the Hindus just for the sake of being Hindus. What was the fault of those guys? That they were Hindus, they were car sevaks. In last 10 seconds, even right now during the show, if you take your iPhone and Google it, who were the 59 claimed torched Hindus, you won't find their names. But come 2022, 2 years before, in 2022, me and my colleague, Mr. Gopal Goswami from Surat, we managed to put their names on Google, on internet via 2 articles. This was the level of conspiracy that 20 years post the riots, you won't find a mention of those names. Even a single person, you won't find a mention on internet. But yes, you will surely find the name of Akla Khan, Pehlu Khan. So this is the lobby. This is the lobby that Narendra Bhai endured for 20 years. And as Himanshu Bhai said, he endured and came out with flying colors.
Mr. Bhatt, the Prime Minister also made a very profound and an important statement. He said that, just because the truth has been delayed doesn't mean, that it was untrue. There were political agendas, there were ulterior motives that kept the truth from coming out. And such is the case perhaps not only with this movie, but, a number of movies which have come out in the past as well. If you look at the Kashmir Files, if you look at the, movies that have been made about COVID and other social subjects, this is perhaps the cinema that India needs at this time, debunking a lot of things which have plagued our mind, which have fogged our mind.
Very true. What you said is very, very true. Let me put it, before I say, we need a lot of cinema like this, Kashmir File and Kerala Story and Sabarmati Report and whatnots. Even you need for farmers agitation, number one. I would say Shaheen Bagh, to name a few. But before that, before I dwell into that, let me tell you something which happened in sometime maybe 2006 or 7, if I recollect it correctly. Few of the moments when I met Narendra Bhai, he very clearly said, he was very categorical in saying it to me in Gujarati, which I'll simply translate it into English, and he said, don't worry, let them keep fishing in the dark. They are not going to find any skeletons, because there are no skeletons, and the truth shall prevail. That is what he said. Even at that time, he was very much convinced. And now today when you see, and so I'm not surprised, when he comes out and says everybody must watch Sabarmati Report. Yes, everybody must watch. And what is the need of the hour? It's something like, our Bollywood has been the epicenter, I would say the epicenter of destroying Bharatiya Sanskruti, Indian culture. That needs to be turned around. And for that, you need films like, Kashmir Files or Kerala Story or Sabarmati Report, things actually depicting what happened in India at that particular time and which were the forces that was working. Now it's coming out. Now you have some, there are some reports that some farmers from UP want to come to Delhi to agitate and block. Why is it happening? Who is paying all this money? How is it that 500 crore, 700 crore rupee films are made in Bollywood only with a few particular names? Vinit? Just think of it rationally. We all love our human beings. I'm not saying anything communal here. All I am saying is, those people who do not believe in the nation are the ones who are creating these problems. How is it that a film of some particular superstar makes 1,000 crores in a place like China? And you think we are fools, huh? We don't understand what they are talking. Why is it happening? It's been far too long we have tolerated these things. After 1947, there has been a systematic attempt to finish our Indian culture. And that's why you have to have your own means of reaction. And this time around, the reactions has to be solid. And that's why things like, Sabarmati Report does matter. Because people in Gujarat, it's something like this, even my daughter doesn't know what happened in Godhra. Because she's not from that age group. She's in her teens and 20s. She says, Papa, what are you talking about? But we are the ones who have seen it, and we have to categorically tell our younger generation exactly this is what has happened. The truth might be very, very dirty and, dark, but that needs to be told to get a golden morning. And that's why, you need people like Narendra Bhai who has the guts and the gumption to endure such pain for about 22 years. And still, I would say, he's not coming out with the full details. In public domain, he may not come out with. He may not come out with, because I know of certain things, which I will also not come out with in public domain.
Understood, sir. We've run out of time, but appreciate you joining us. Yuvraj, appreciate your time as well.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.